Hello Scorpio, this is your reading for April 2018. I've already looked over your chart and your horoscope. And so basically it's an interesting month as it is for everyone else. You're definitely going to be focused more on your work and service, your daily responsibilities. These things could be stressing you out on the job. Things can be sluggish at this point in time. There are people coming into your life, and definitely upswing in the socializing for this month. Going into this month though, there's going to be a lot of times where you have to be thinking about the past, as all of the other signs do. On the 15th, Mercury goes out of retrograde, which is nice, and so things will pick up again in your job, health, and people that are involved, so more in the positive. On the 17th, retrograde in Saturn, issues from the past that, are from the past will slow down. People and situations from your past, girlfriends, exes, or any kind of situation you haven't dealt with, is causing you to deal with them right now, Scorpio. So if you've got something sitting on the table, you may need to just go ahead and check that off and get rid of that if you need to, because if you don't close that door, you need to get that. So as we move on into the 22nd, we have Pluto retrograde in your sign, and it's pulling you into the past again, and this happens and goes on from 4 to 5 months. So pay attention to that. But it's going to find you more nostalgic of experiences in life, so which is good. So when we think back to our childhood or good things in our life, it's a nice review as we go on. As we move to the 24th, communication is the need to go deep, especially with your money. So do understand that you'll be really thinking about all kinds of things in communication with people and the like in business, and really knowing how you want to end up with your finances. At the end of the month, you will learn to change your thinking, including keeping people in your life and letting people go. So this is a real big key factor, Scorpio, depending on how you want to deal with things. Very close to the Libra also. So going through some things of what you want to have in your life that's positive, what you need to let go that is negative. So I'm going to go ahead and throw your cards for the reading on Scorpio. See what we get here that ties into this. Scorpio April 2018. I'm just throwing the cards like I would if I was doing a reading for someone. Okay. So our overall energy, Scorpio, is the Ace of Wands. With the Ace of Wands as your overall energy, this is something new coming in, a beginning for you, a new beginning in this month. So this covers the whole month of the card reading. So this is a strong feeling. So new energy, great enthusiasm, a burst of motivation for any situation, inspiration, vitality, spiritual and sexual energy is highlighted at this time. Creative and industrious opportunity. So something definitely new is coming into your life, and so it's time to embrace that with some changes, and definitely going along the lines with what you have, what we talked about earlier. Your next card is the Five of Swords. These can be very difficult cards. You can be, you won't be prepared for the inner or outer struggle you'll have with yourself after a decided course of action is taken. So dealing with people, it's tough, because we talked about you keeping people in your life, taking people out of your life, and sometimes it's very difficult sometimes to let go of those things. And other meanings, you're in for a struggle, and there'll be, more work or problems ahead than you're aware of right now. So really, you know, you need to just sit down and hold tight and really just, you know, or, you know, work through things in a strong sense. But, you know, a negative condition and attitude is going to end here pretty soon, but it's going to take a lot of discipline for you to get through that. Your next card is the Five of Pentacles. Another five, and fives are very difficult cards. You know, it has a meaning, you know, of some things that it can be positive and negative depending on the card, on, you know, on how you want to read that. With one meaning of the card is, you know, lack, diminishing energy, resources, and even health. A need to ask for help and assistance. Prideful actions at this time result in further loss. Don't let your pride get in there and stuff. Just whatever you need to do, take care of yourself. And classically, this is a very favorable card for love or on a karmic and romantic level, as the lack is preserved or perceived as a lack of pretense and ego, raw feeling. So there is some positivity to that card, but, you know, do be aware that it also has a meaning of, you know, you can hear talk about health problems, an accident, injury that may need some medical attention, hospitalization, misfortune befalling another. That can be you, because you really do need to take care of yourself, Scorpio, at this time, because when you get tired, you can really get yourself sick. So do pay attention to that. It touched base on the beginning of the reading a lot about your health. You know, you're going to develop a new way of method or operation, which, you know, will be an asset to your work and assist you in utilizing more of your potential. And you'll have to straighten out your relationships, even if it means ending one. So very strong. It's tying in tremendously for you, Scorpio, on what we talked about earlier. Your next card is the Knight of Cups. So something's coming into your life very unexpectedly or very quickly. And, you know, you could be surprised by sudden flirtation, seduction, romantic interlude. You know, do pay attention. There could be a new element in your life coming in. Definitely some kind of offering of love coming to you, Scorpio. On the other note, it can, you know, you could be advancing towards your goals. Expect positive changes because things are looking up for you, which is exciting, very exciting. But our next card we have is the Moon. And the Moon can be, you know, very mystical in its own sense, you know, so do pay attention to the energies around the Moon on this. You can be, you know, and warns of being unprepared for altercations. You could run it in at work. You know, we did talk about you dealing with all kinds of certain things in your life, so do pay attention to that. So watch out for conflicts. You know, it's going to require a great deal of emotional control. And but I do believe that Scorpio can master the situation internally rather than moving into an external fray. So do pay attention to not getting goaded into any kind of disagreement. You know, other meaning of the cards, you know, is, you know, there are going to be many unforeseen changes and unexpected occurrences, and only when you're willing for things to be the way they are and accept them as they are will they change. You can't run from the problem. The only way out is through. So we talked about that earlier in your cards about, you know, having to deal with things. So it's just going into it head on and deal with it, but keep your head about it. You know, count to 3, count to 10 or 100, whatever you need to do. Only keep it within and don't get too angry with anything. Your next card is the King of Swords, which has a Libra energy to it. And so it talked about having socializing, you know, you will make new friends, mend relationships with old friends, which we talked about earlier, and set things straight in your mind and your affairs. You know, a call from someone in uniform can also be indicated because Libra has a tendency with the balance and scales of justice. Another meaning to the card is, you know, stay detached and you will be able to perceive the truth in situations, and your impressions and perceptions will later be confirmed. With your last card, before we get to the outcome, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles in your reading at the end, you know, you could be surprised by a promotional opportunity that will give you a chance to sell yourself and advertise your product through media, trade, and radio, whatever way you choose to, you know, if you're in business for yourself and you're looking to start a new business. So other meanings, you know, your efforts will be rewarded in more ways than one. You know, set aside a time to be still, a moment away from the hustle and bustle and all the thoughts that occupy your mind. In the stillness you shall know me. So take some time, Scorpio, to really to just really make sure you think out all of your things, especially in business. You know, you'll definitely inherit an inner peace and calm with this in the end, and have learned something. But you definitely got some go ahead on other things with a business idea, you know, or in your personal affairs. So be open to that, because that could come into your life. And your last card, which is your outcome card, is the Two of Cups. And with the Two of Cups, it's a promise, you know, the handshake cards, something coming in, you know, a pact, a contract that promises great returns, loyalty, and you know, arrangement or commitment that will be upheld. So this is excellent for you at the end, because if you're trying to land that job or move into something else, or even in a relationship, you know, you're coming into an agreement. You know, with the outcome, you will find your way through, but you're not completely established, but you will be getting there, you know. But think about this as an offer is about to be presented. If you don't feel it's right about it, you know, or if you don't feel right about it and it isn't enough, don't sell yourself short or settle for less. There's something better on the horizon. But if this is something that's really good for you, Scorpio, run with it. Go, go, go. So hopefully that resonates with you. I have some new cards, and I can't wait to share them with you. It's postcards from Spirit, and they give a beautiful ending to the reading on your message from Spirit. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. Get all my stuff out of my way so I can do this. Taking my time on your reading. It was pretty in-depth, Scorpio. So Scorpio 2018, what does Spirit have to say to Scorpio this month? And your message, Scorpio. Dearest you, on Earth, humans learn about life by telling stories and creating new ones based on shared experiences. Eventually, after repeating one often enough, it becomes your main story that you use to define yourself and the world. So get the answers you seek. You must get vulnerable and hear your story when you tell it. Ask, why do you tell it? Is it really true? What else can be true? Can you see the truth? That Spirit is all in the things that you see? Do you see how other stories overlap and intertwine? Spirit loves stories, for they are like blueprints for co-creation. We tell the ones that we know to be true about you, a story of courage, gratitude, and honesty. Tell an empowered story about well-being, wisdom, and grace. You will experience your world according to the story you tell about it, and so make sure they're stories you're proud of. Signed, Genuine Loving Fan Club, Spirit. Well, what a way to enter, to end that reading. You have a lot going on, Scorpio, in your life. Looks like you got a lot of things to deal with and finding in business. So I had to read a lot of the different meanings for you on those cards, because they were kind of going each way, and I want it to resonate with as many people as it can. Thank you, Scorpio. This concludes your reading, and I will see you back May 2018.